Okay, chat. People of God. I wanted to do all of it in one video and I was only able to read two. Can you imagine? So this is part two of spiritual deficit ailments that shows up in your body physically as a sickness that entered through the bloodline and the generation somewhere. Either because somebody did something or because nobody stand in the gap and repent and pray about it, and so it show up. Part one only talk about heart attack, and it is rooted in fear. And I also touched on diabetes, and that is rooted in rejection, self-hatred, inheritance, and guilt. Wherever that spirit entered the bloodline, that's where it started from, and it shows up physically in the bloodline as diabetes. Okay, so number three, cancer. People of God. And I know that there's a lot of people that are to nothing don't go so, and people do get sick. Yes, we do. But it still has spiritual attachments. So when you clear and delete and cancel, bind and rebuke, and you render these spirits that is operating in your bloodline and generation null and void, then the sickness where them come with will leave with them as well. So cancer. How does cancer enter your body and then becomes hereditary? Sorry, I'm not call it word properly. Me tongue this up. Where it passed down from generation to generation. Bitterness. You ever meet some people just bitter, full of resentment and unforgiveness? That's where cancer comes from. So, heart attack show up in your bloodline because you're afraid. Wherever the spirit of fear came in, it turns out into heart attack. Wherever the spirit of rejection, self-hatred, and inheritance of guilt enter your bloodline, it shows up as diabetes. Wherever in your bloodline cancer shows up, it was rooted in bitterness, unforgiveness, resentment, slander. Hey, Jesus have mercy. Of the tongue. So when you love to gossip and chat people business and just a chat away and use your mouth to bring down people, you are opening a door in your bloodline and your generation for the sickness we call cancer to come in and take a foothold. Yes, so when we feel like sin is a joke and we feel like so we can just sin and live any way we want and we don't have consequences, yes we do. The problem is, for lack of knowledge, we are led astray because we don't know how these things show up in our life and in the generation. And we see it happening in there and we don't know how and why. And because we now submit to God fully for Him to reveal these things to us, we don't know, so we continue down that path. Now, I never inherit none of the goodness, the richness, nor the wealth in my bloodline, so I refuse to inherit any of these things either. I refuse to inherit any curse. I refuse to inherit any sickness. I refuse. Because me never get no riches or no wealth, and even if me did get it, and me find out say a wickedness or no to forget it, me nobody want it. Me I carry it back. Mr. Mom, Mr. Sir, I do not want no things. Because uno now pass down uno bloodline and generational curse to me and my picking in them now. Me dear, it running at the family and the bloodline till it buck up in me. A war when it come upon grace and favor doorstep. I am not accepting it. Me not accept no heart attack. Me not accept no diabetes. Me not accept no cancer. Me not accept no lupus. I am not accepting any of these sickness where uno let in on no bloodline spiritually because uno wicked. Yes, I refuse to accept it. And so this is why I am sharing with you the physical ailments that you have as a result of the spiritual deficit. So I hope somebody can hear it and learn from it and start to pray against these things and take it upon yourself. Figure broke the generational curse by closing these doors that are open in our life. Okay, so I was at cancer. I told you. Cancer coming by bitterness, unforgiveness, resentment. You're welcome. Have a good day. And slander of the tongue. The spirit that when it come in, so when you feel like, oh, but I will never forgive him, and you're bitter and you're hateful, my dear, yeah, develop cancer in your body somewhere. And it will affect the weakest part of you. And when you have the resentment, and when every chance you get, you sit down on Sister Mary name and Sister Anna and everything where them ever do in them past where you know about, you know, stop, bring it up. Yeah, open the door for them spirits come in your life. And then when it come in your life, everyone and everything will attach to you will start bear the fruit, and the sickness will be cancer. So the next one is lupus. Lupus is rooted in self-rejection. That means you are do the rejection. It's not people reject you, you know. You are reject even yourself. Boy, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not sexy enough. You don't like yourself. Self-hatred. And the guilt also, meaning you do something wrong, you refuse to repent, you don't want nobody if you know, so you walk around with that guilt on your shoulder, that heavy burden. And all you have to do is repent and say, Lord, forgive me and help me to forgive myself, because when I did it, I am not the person I am now and I didn't know any better. It's so easy. I want prayer that me just pray. And you mean it and you turn away from it. So lupus enter your bloodline and your generation. It is self-inflicted. You hate yourself. You don't like how God make you. So you start to reject yourself. You don't believe that you deserve anything good and anything nice. You don't believe that you deserve to be loved. You don't believe that you deserve kindness. Because for some reason you think you're the worst. No, you are not. You are blessed and highly favored. You are highly loved by God. Can you imagine God come dead to save you? You want one greater love than that? God, the creator. There's no one higher. And him choose to give up in life to save you. And you think you no loved. And you think you no pretty. My dear, take care of yourself. Comb your hair. Fix up yourself. If you want to put on like a makeup, you put it on. Fix up yourself. Do your hair. Me not saying go do nobody, but you can go work out, exercise. And if you don't feel like do it and you're comfortable with yourself or you stay comfortable, do not hate yourself, because if you don't love you, or you expect other people to love you. So you see how that show up, and then you have how much 40-11 teen and in our family are dead from lupus and you don't know why. Because you're from a bloodline where you hate on yourself. And you reject on yourself. And you guilty. Because a lot of people do some secret wickedness about here, and the guilt that kill them. And them not repent and them not confess. And it shows up in the bloodline. And see me, I forgot make part 3, because now me only do 2 more and the 10 minutes done again. Let me see if I can do 1 more before this 1 minute run out. Multiple scoliosis. It is also rooted in self-hatred, guilt, rejection from the father's bloodline. So some of the sickness them a father I come from, and some of them are the mother I come from. And it passed down to uno when you know nothing about it. And you come up and struggle with these things, self-identity. So you know what multiple sclerosis is, go research it. So physically, I saw it show up in our bloodline, our generation, and more than one people in the family have it. But it is coming from the father's bloodline. And it is rooted in self-hatred, guilt, and rejection. See you in our next video. May I go make it now.